At my daughter's first birthday, Mom dropped the $1,000 cake and said, "Your sister's kids deserve this more." Dad laughed. I stayed silent, then canceled their $12,000 cruise, sold the car I co-signed, and froze every account. That night, Mom texted, "Our tickets are gone." I replied, "Ask your golden child." Wow, talk about a party crash. So there I was, trying to throw a nice little shindig with a $1,000 cake as the centerpiece, when my mom suddenly cuts in with a jab about how my sister's kids deserve this more. Her voice was like a slap, and the room went dead quiet. Then, boom, the cake hit the floor, frosting everywhere, sugar flowers ruined. And my dad? He just laughed it off, saying I never put the fam first and always make it all about me. I felt my daughter squirm in my arms, her tiny fingers grabbing my shirt, her big eyes clueless to the chaos. Meanwhile, Jessica, my sister, was lounging by the gifts, glued to her phone. "Don't be so dramatic," she teased, tossing me a glittery pink bag. Inside was a box of stale candy, expired 6 months ago. Yikes. "Kids won't notice," Jessica shrugged, laughing. My mom kicked the cake pieces around like she didn't care, while some guests shared amused glances. My uncle whispered something to his wife, setting off another round of giggles. Then my dad snapped a pic of the mess and the stunned look on my face, posting it online with a caption about how proud he was of our little girl. Comments poured in, full of fake praise. Feeling fed up, I went to the kitchen to catch my breath, my heart heavy. My phone buzzed, a reminder of the $12,000 cruise I'd booked for the whole family, which I decided to cancel along with other financial ties like Jessica's car loan and the family grocery account. Then I saw another post, Jessica and Dad grinning, with a caption about how family is everything. My mom texted, confused about the canceled vacation. I replied coolly, suggesting maybe Jessica should handle the next booking. The next morning was a storm of missed calls. Mom, Dad, and Jessica were all angry, acting like it was my fault the gravy train stopped. They couldn't believe I was being so dramatic over, my money. I ignored them, letting my phone buzz until it was silent. As days went on, they kept trying to rope me back in. Mom called, asking for cash because Dad's car broke down, again. Jessica texted, needing $200 for supposed emergencies, but then I'd see her living it up at a spa on Instagram. They even talked smack in the family group chat, like I was the bad guy for finally standing up for myself. When another family dinner invite came, I knew it was just a ploy to patch things up. Mom was all, "Please, it's for your dad. He thinks you're mad. Just come make peace." Peace? Their version of that word was just code for putting up with their nonsense again. So, I ended up going, even though I was skeptical. Maybe deep down, I was hoping things would be different, but nope, nothing had changed. The house was cozy, and the table was packed with food. My mom gave me a kiss on the cheek, a nice gesture, but it felt like it came with strings attached. My dad was his usual loud self, grinning and making a joke about how I'm still upset over some cake incident. His friends chuckled along. Jessica, my sister, sat at the far end of the table, glued to her phone, acting like I didn't even exist. "Come on in, we saved a seat for you," my mom chirped, pointing to the spot closest to the kitchen. So I could be their go-to guy for fetching stuff. Dinner was more of the same noise and laughter, with familiar jabs at my expense. "You still working that little gig of yours? Is that even real work?" they said. "And a new car, huh? Must be nice to toss money around like that. No responsibilities, right?" I sat there quietly, eating the dried chicken and swallowing their jabs. Then Jessica piped up, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Oh, did you all see what he posted last year?" She giggled, waving her phone. "He actually boasted about buying that cake. Can you believe it?" My dad found it hilarious. "Yeah, $1,000 on a cake, and it ended up on the floor," he laughed, and everyone raised their glasses in amusement. My phone buzzed, it was a notification. Mom had posted a family pic at the table. Everyone was there, except me. The caption? "Family is everything. So grateful for the love we share." My chest tightened as their laughter rang in my ears, and I needed some air. I mumbled something about a call and went out to the porch, the cold air biting my skin. I took deep breaths, trying to calm down, but then I overheard them because the kitchen window was open a bit. They were talking about me. Jessica's voice was thick with sarcasm, saying, "So sensitive, did you see his face?" My dad chuckled, "He deserves it. After all we've done for him, he thinks he can just walk away." My mom then added softly, "Don't worry, he always comes back. All we have to do is act like we need help, and he can't resist." Jessica giggled, if not, we just keep calling him selfish, he can't stand that. More laughter. I gripped the porch railing, feeling like I was some joke to them, the obedient son, just a wallet with a heartbeat. I drove home, replaying their words over and over in my head. They didn't care about me, they didn't even see me. I thought about all the times I'd paid their bills, bailed Jessica out, canceled my plans for them. I'd always convinced myself it was because they were family, and I fell for their apologies every time. But I realized I was just their convenience. I pulled over, leaning my head against the steering wheel, trying to breathe. Then another buzz. My dad had posted something new. Family isn't who helps when it's easy, it's who stays when it's hard. Heart emojis and compliments flooded in. Jessica shared a story of her and my parents, drinks in hand, captioned, "Real family, always together." I stared at it, feeling something inside me snap. They were twisting the narrative, painting me as the bad guy. But enough was enough, I wasn't just going to walk away. I'd take back everything. By morning, I had a plan. Not to just leave, but to make them see the consequences of their actions. My chance? My dad's birthday dinner, perfect for a show they wouldn't forget. That evening, the restaurant buzzed with laughter, the glow from chandeliers lighting up the long table. My dad's birthday shindig was in full swing, with seafood piled high and sparkling glasses raised for toasts. My mom had her arm around my dad's shoulders, glowing with pride. Jessica was snapping selfies, her voice cutting through the chatter. I walked in quietly, holding a large, beautifully wrapped gift. Heads turned, whispers spread through the room. My dad beamed, lifting his glass. Well, look who decided to show up. Thought you were too busy for us. The table chuckled. Jessica's smile was tight as I smiled back and took my seat. The gift sat like a sparkling centerpiece in the middle of the table, my dad eyeing it greedily. Dinner carried on with the same old stories I'd heard a million times, my dad boasting about his past business struggles, mom gushing about how family is everything, and Jessica whispering to her friends. But that night, things were about to change. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And hit the notification bell to stay updated with more crazy real-life stories happening around you. It all started with a whisper. You know how he is, always so over the top, like he's the main character in some drama. Acts like he's better than everyone else. But, predictably, he always comes crawling back. I just watched them, staying quiet for now. They were all smiling and laughing together, my dad pulling my mom in closer with his arm. Picture perfect family, right? At least, that's what they want everyone to see. Then it happened. My dad cleared his throat and raised his glass. Thanks for coming, everyone. Family means everything, and tonight, I feel like the richest man in the world, he said, all grandiose. Everyone cheered and glasses clinked. Jessica was already snapping away on her phone for more of those flawless family shots. And that's when I decided it was time. I stood up with a calm but attention-grabbing voice. Actually, I said, silencing the room. Before we celebrate, I've got something to share. I pointed to this huge gift box in the middle of the table. My dad looked like a kid on Christmas morning, grinning ear to ear. Well, about time. Showing some gratitude, huh? He chuckled. I moved closer and started unwrapping it, taking my sweet time. When the lid came off, the room gasped. Inside was a big old stack of papers, each one neatly clipped. What on earth is this? My mom asked, already sounding a bit shaky. I pulled out the first sheet. This, I said, is a record of every payment I've made for our family over the past 7 years. The mortgage I covered, the bills, those emergencies that somehow always turned into spa days and Jessica's fancy vacations. The whole room went silent. My dad's smile started to drop. What are you talking about? He stammered. Oh, I was just warming up. I pulled out even more papers, bank statements, transfers to their accounts from all those times they claimed to be struggling and in need of help. Jessica's face went ghost white. This is insane. Why are you doing this? She asked. I leaned in, keeping my voice steady. Because everyone needs to know how you all used me. Laughed at me behind my back. Called me the family wallet. I took out my phone, tapped a button, and the room filled with voices from the speakers. Clear as day, you could hear my dad saying, he's too dumb to notice. We just pretend it's for repairs, and he pays. Then Jessica chimed in, her voice as sharp as ever, if he finds out, so what? He's desperate for our approval. The murmurs and awkward shuffles around the room were almost tangible. Guests wouldn't look at me, my parents, or Jessica. My mom stood up, her face furious. How dare you? This is supposed to be a family moment, she yelled. I flashed back, family? You don't even know what that means. Family doesn't use you, lie to you, or laugh at your pain? Jessica's boyfriend edged away from her, his face twisted in distaste. Is this true? He whispered, but she didn't answer. My dad looked like he couldn't decide if he was more shocked or angry. You're humiliating us in front of everyone, he accused. Humiliate you? I laughed, cold and sharp. You did that yourselves. Made me your fallback option. Jessica's voice cracked. Stop it. You're ruining everything, she cried. I went on, no, I'm just ending this. I pulled out one last document, the deed to the house. This was in my name, I said, and it's being sold. Your free ride is over. My dad tried to grab the papers, but I stepped away. Try all you want, it's done. Your vacations? Cancelled. Jessica's car loan? Gone. Utilities? Frozen. My mom stumbled, grabbing a chair for support. You can't do this. You're our son. Not anymore, I replied, feeling lighter than I had in years. The restaurant was dead silent. People stared, some whispering, others pulling out their phones. Jessica's friends started to discreetly slip out, one by one. Even Jessica's boyfriend got up, his face showing pure disgust. I can't believe you, he said to her, then left. Jessica screamed in frustration. My dad was shouting threats and curses. My mom reached for me, crying, but I moved away, letting her hand drop. I loved you, I said quietly. I tried to help, but you never saw me as family. Just a wallet, and now that's over. I turned and walked out, leaving behind the chaos. The cold night air hit me as I stepped outside, but all I felt was freedom. The noise from their shattered world faded behind me. I slammed the car door shut, and silence enveloped me, but it didn't last long. My phone buzzed like crazy, reflecting the storm inside me. Messages from my mom begging to talk, my dad calling me ungrateful, Jessica accusing me of embarrassing them. I let the phone drop onto the seat, not caring anymore. They wanted a fight, but I was done being their pawn. Then a new message popped up from an unknown number. I know what they did. I can help you. I frowned, thinking it was either a scam or another game. But then another message came in, a photo of my family. Sitting around a table, laughing, my dad's phone raised, joy written all over his face. So there I was, imagining my mom throwing her head back in laughter when I felt this sudden chill in my chest. I glanced at my phone, a mystery number lighting up the screen. Jessica was using my name for something else, something bigger. Nervously, I checked my banking app. Everything seemed cool, nothing missing. But then, a worse thought hit me. I called the bank. Hold on, sir. Let me check. Ah, yes, there's an active loan in your name. 3 months old, and it's for $30,000, supposedly signed by you. My vision blurred. No way. I didn't sign anything. The customer service guy hesitated. The documents were verified. Your signature's on them, Jessica. I felt this icy anger rise up. She didn't just use me, she flat out betrayed me. Lied, forged, and all the while, my parents defended her, laughed it off. I was done with that. I stormed to their place. The door wasn't even locked. I barged in, each step heavy on the wooden floor. There they were in the living room, Jessica on the couch, my mom beside her, Dad pacing around. Their smiles disappeared fast when they saw me. What are you doing here? Dad snapped, already on the defensive. Did you take a loan in my name? I asked, keeping my voice steady. I'd already called the bank, reported the fraud. They promised to look into it, but I was already feeling the sting of betrayal. Jessica's face went pale. Mom got up. Sweetheart, let's not cause a scene, okay? A scene? I laughed, sharp and cold. I just found out I owe $30,000 for a loan I never took. Jessica, did you forge my signature? She tried to say something, but no words came out. Tears filled her eyes, but I wasn't feeling sorry. Dad raised his voice. Enough. You're blaming your sister for your own problems. I took a step closer, my voice low and fierce. I've got proof. The bank has the documents, her signature, my name, $30,000 gone without me knowing. Is this your idea, family? Mom's hands shook. Jessica, is this true? Jessica broke down. I needed it. I thought I could pay it back before he noticed. With what? More lies? More of my money? I snapped. Dad's face twisted in shock, turning to Jessica. You said it was for school. For a course, Jessica sobbed, hiding her face. Mom's eyes filled with tears. We sacrificed everything to help you. We paid it off, and you lied to us too. I took a step back, letting their world crumble. This is your family, I said coldly. A bunch of liars, thieves, and cowards. But I'm done. No more money, no more help, no more silence. You can't just walk away, Dad shouted. We're family. Family? I laughed bitterly. Family doesn't steal. Family doesn't wreck a marriage. Family doesn't treat their son as an ATM. Mom stumbled. Please, don't do this. We were trying to protect you. Protect me? No, you were protecting yourselves. But it ends now. I turned to leave. Dad's voice roared, desperate. If you walk out, you're dead to us. I didn't even look back. Outside, the cold air hit my face, sharp and clear. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight lift off my shoulders. They were dead to me, and I was finally free. I didn't look back. Not when the cold stung my cheeks. Not when the silence in my apartment wrapped around me like a cozy blanket. But I wasn't alone. Lily's tiny voice brought me to the present. Daddy, look, she said, holding up her tablet. It was a colorful drawing of our house, just me and her. It's perfect, I whispered, hugging her. My phone buzzed again, more emails. Mom begging me to talk, Dad accusing me of ruining the family. I didn't need to read them. Instead, I logged onto a charity site for fraud victims and donated $5,000. Under donor name, I put Jessica M. and sent the receipt to Mom with a note, now I'm really helping the family. Weeks passed. My consulting business boomed. More clients came in, work was thriving. I picked Lily up from school, helped her with homework, read her bedtime stories. Occasionally, a new email would pop up, Mom's pleas, Dad's anger, Jessica's apologies. Straight to trash. They had their chance, and they chose lies. One evening, as city lights twinkled outside my office window, Lily hugged me tight. Daddy, are you happy? I smiled, feeling truly light for the first time. Yes, sweetheart, I whispered, kissing her forehead.